Good morning, guys. It is a dreary Friday morning in South Louisiana. I am a real estate agent in South Louisiana, servicing all of Louisiana, but mostly Acadiana. So let's talk about, here's some things I didn't know about real estate before I got into real estate. Do you know that you only have to be 18 years old to get your license and become a real estate agent in the state of Louisiana? Isn't that insane? Who knew? Here's a disclaimer also. I was in education for 20 years before I got into real estate. And so if you are a person who's in high school or you're in college and you're thinking about real estate, my advice to you, and this is the advice that I'd give to my own children, you will never regret getting your college degree. That is something no one can ever take from you. I do not regret the path that I've taken at all. So if you're in college or if you're in high school and you're thinking, I don't know what I want to do with my life, but you're thinking you want a college degree, do not quit, okay? All right, here we go. But you only have to be 18 to be a real estate agent. Can you do it at the same time? You actually probably could. So I was in education for 20 years, got into real estate 5.5 years ago. The absolute best, smartest decision that I ever made, knowing not a thing about real estate, about the real estate world, about what it entailed, but this is what I did know, that I was done with the life as an educator. It was no longer serving my needs. It was no longer a place where I felt appreciated. It was at a point where I was the supervisor of technology for Acadia Parish School Board, making $78,000 a year. And listen, that may sound like a lot of money. To me, it was pennies to have to deal with the crap and the drama and the politics and all the things, right? I loved working with the schools and working with the teachers and the kids. That part of it is something that I will always love and appreciate that I had the opportunity for. But the politics of it all was just something I didn't like. The plus about real estate is that there is no politics. When you become a realtor, you are self-employed, you are self-contracted, you get to decide every single day what your business is going to look like. So when I say to people, if you're thinking about getting into real estate, think about these things. Do you love working with people? Do you love solving problems? Do you love negotiating? Are you self-motivated? Because no one is going to tell you to get up in the morning and go do your job or go do your work. No one is coming to do it for you, all right? So I started out in real estate in February of 2019 with a company of only 5 people. And what I didn't know back then was that there are literally thousands of brokerages, and they all set their own rules. They all have their own setups. And that setup for me just didn't work. Once I got into it, I got my license, I started doing transactions, started closing transactions, started talking to other realtors. I will tell you the smartest thing I ever did when I was a brand new realtor was I didn't have any business. Of course, I had nobody that wanted to help me, wanted to let me buy or sell a house because I was brand new, right? So what I did was I went to every single training available, known to man, in person, online, every class that was available, I went to it. And so if you're a brand new realtor and you have no business, listen, the business is going to come, but once you get busy, you're not going to have time to go and get trainings and to really learn as much as you possibly can. So do it while you're not busy. What happens is you start going to all those classes, you start networking with all kinds of other real estate agents, and just being in a room full of other realtors, you learn so much. And so I was at a training one day when I was working at that company with 5 people early on when I first became a realtor, and overheard a conversation between 2 other realtors about the commission split that their company offered. So every single brokerage has what's called a commission split, all right? So for example, let's just say I list a house that's $100,000 and the commission is 6%. If I represent both sides and I get $6,000 off the commission of that $100,000 house, a huge percentage of that commission has to go to the broker, because they'll work under a broker, right? And so every broker has their own commission split, their own fees, their own all the things. And some companies will fee you to death. Some companies have a very, very high commission split, which means they take a huge percentage of that sale. So if I listed a house for $100,000 and the commission was 6% and I represent both sides, and let's just say I get $6,000, I'm not keeping all of that money. Number one, before I ever sold the house, I had to pay for signage, I had to pay for the photographer, I had to pay for the videographer, I had to pay for the marketing, I had to pay for the advertising. All of these things puts me in the hole before I ever even sell that house, right? So all of those things are expenses, all right? So then once I sell the house, depending on what broker I work for, is going to determine what percentage of that commission goes to them. And every brokerage has a different commission. So first of all, when I was working at the company with 5 people, the commission split was very high. I was led to believe that it was normal and that's how everybody did it. That was absolutely not the truth. And if I had not been in that class that day, overhearing another realtor talk about the commission split at their company, I would have never thought about moving. So I then decide that I'm going to start interviewing other brokerages to see what their commission splits are. I did not want to work at a brokerage where there were mandates on how often I had to report to an office, how often I had to attend their trainings. I didn't want to have a boss. That's the reason I quit from the school board office. That's the reason that I retired. I knew I did not want anyone deciding what my day looked like. I wanted to be solely in charge. So as I started interviewing brokerages, my number one question was, do I have to report to the office? I had heard that some brokerages required phone duty. My second question was, will I have phone duty? And so if the answer to either one of those questions was, you must report to the office on these days, you must have phone duty, I went to the next brokerage because I did not want to have to follow their rules. And so in September of 2019, I switched companies and I stayed there for a few years. And then what I noticed after a few years with my company was that huge real estate agents who were considered top producing agents who were making millions of dollars every year, and lots of these agents from all across the country had teams of people under them, 50 people, 100 people, 1,000 people. All of these people were moving to this new company called Real. And so I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, and I started seeing Real everywhere. Well, listen, red flags go up when lots and lots and lots of people are moving over to this one company, and they're not red flags in a bad way, they're red flags in, hey, let me figure out what's going on here, because when a lot of people who are known to be great, top producing professionals are moving over, listen, those people could run circles around me, and they know more than me, and they're better business people than me, and they have bigger teams than me. If they're moving over, something's good, something's good. And so I started researching, I started following them, and then I was at the point in 2023, the beginning of 2023 is when I had made the decision that I was moving companies. I was transferring over everything to Real. And listen, that's not easy to do. You're talking about all new signs, all new marketing, all new business cards, all new everything that then has to be scrubbed and has to be reordered. So you're talking about a huge kind of waste of money, right? And those of you that follow me know that I have billboards. Listen, billboards are expensive. And changing a company name from one to another one is not cheap. It is not fun. It's not easy. And so in January of 2023, I had decided that I was moving over to Real. Well, then in March, probably the end of February, beginning of March of 2023, I caught COVID for the first time in the height of the COVID era when everybody was getting COVID. I didn't get COVID, okay? And when I thought that COVID was over pretty much, that you didn't hardly hear of anyone getting it anymore, I got COVID in March of 2023. And listen, it was bad. I had brain fog. I had every ailment. I had body aches. I just felt like utter crap for the whole year. And so in January of 2024, I kind of recovered. The brain fog was going away. I was getting back to normal, and I switched. And listen, when I tell you, it is the best, smartest business decision I have ever made in my whole life. What I love about Real is that they keep it so simple. Our motto at Real is be kind, work hard, and everything else will follow. And listen, it's not always easy to be kind. There are some people that you just don't want to be kind to. And it's not always easy to get up and work hard on days that you don't feel like it. But be kind and work hard. Be kind and work hard. And everything else will follow. It's that simple. It's really that simple. And listen, it is absolutely the culture at Real. I didn't know until a couple of days ago that we actually have a list of people that Real will not allow to join the company because of the way that they have behaved in the past, the way that they've treated people in the past. They do not want people in the company who are known for being not kind and lazy. Simple as that. So be kind, work hard, and you can come and work for an amazing company. The compensation, the commission split, all the technology. Listen, I could go on for days and days and days and days and days about why it is an amazing company. So if you are in a situation and you have no idea what you want to do with your life, or if you're in a situation where you just need a change, or if you're a real estate agent and you're in a company that you just don't feel like it's working for you anymore, I'd love to have a conversation with you. Listen, life is short. We get one shot at life. This is not a practice run. This is all we get. Every day we get to choose if we want to have the best life that we can possibly have. So for me, and for all the people I know that work for Real, they absolutely love it. Now, the best thing about any company, if you're thinking about becoming a realtor and you're not happy in your company, the best thing is this. You, as a self-contracted real estate agent, you don't have to stay anywhere you don't want to. You get to move. You get to decide where you want to work. So in the first 3 years in real estate, first 4 years, I switched companies 3 times. I did, and I have the right to. And listen, if I'm not happy tomorrow and I want to switch and go to another company, I absolutely have that right. That is the good thing about being a self-contracted real estate agent.